Hi everybody, I'm Adi Bitran. I'm a metal coach, I'm a metal head, I'm a metal singer, and I'm an authorized CVT teacher. And today we're gonna talk about fry screams and how to make them happen. Yeah! First of all, I want to share a story about fry screams. I was on stage with my band. It was the first time we performed in like a year or so. We had new songs and I had this one song that I really wanted to nail that high note. But after 40 minutes on stage, I was sweaty. I was feeling like I couldn't do it for the life of me. But I really needed this money note, and it was like I think E5 or something like that with a full voice. But just 1 second before I hit that high note, I just realized like, oh God, why? And then I gave like a really high fry scream and the crowd was like, wow. And then I had it, my money note, and it was cool, it was energetic, and it cost me so much less than do it in a full voice on a high note. So this one could be a lifesaver on stage when you want to nail that high note, but you feel like you're not up to it. It's a cool party trick, and maybe you want to use it in your music, but just so you know, this is just an educational tutorial. Of course, you won't be a growler or a screamer just by watching videos on YouTube, and it can be harmful. So please, if you're really into this stuff, go for a vocal coach that knows this shit to teach you one-on-one and get your proper education. So let's talk about the anatomy behind fry. So we have the vocal cords, and when we're producing a clean sound, they're coming together and get separated. So they're doing pulsations like this to create a clean sound. Hey! So what happens in fry is that the vocal cords are still closing and we still have this movement of pulsations, but instead of being very regular and very predicted, they're starting to get like more wibbly wobbly, so like a bit chaotic on the movement. So we have like an irregular vibratory pattern on the vocal cords. This is important to know because this means this vocal effect is changing something on how the vocal cords are closing. So we have to be careful with it. It happens on the vocal folds. So we have to be careful with the volume and pay attention, as we always do when we're using vocal effects. And if it hurts, of course, it shouldn't hurt, but if it hurts, stop and try to figure out what you did wrong. Some people say fry when they actually mean fry plus some false chords activity. This happens above the vocal cords and not on them. And this may sound like, hey! So you can hear a little bit of fry, you can hear the tingling sensation of the fry, but still you can hear some white noise of the distortion / false chords activity. So this is what I would call fry plus false chords, fry plus distortion. I'm a CVT teacher and we use the term creak. So creak plus distortion. I think it's important to say because these techniques are two different techniques. They happen in different places in the vocal tract, and it's something else that we do. And yeah, many times we can mix and we can control that, but first learn how to use your distortion / false chords, and then you can learn how to use your fry / creak, and then you can mix the two to create that nice sound. So let's talk about the fry. Most people just find the noise by being very, very irritated. So I go like this. Can't have enough of this. Many of you will find this sound easy to find, but if you don't worry. Everyone gets there eventually. You can also try to take the vowel O as in so in loud volume and then trying to suffer a little bit but stay in the high volume, so you got like oh! And as you can hear, then I get some creaky sound, which is the fry. And once you found that noise and you went like then you can start making it more airy. So like think like more windy, more breathy. It's really, really nice to do when you get it right. Many people can't get it right because they're trying to push the sound or trying to use a louder volume, or they just stay very, very locked in their muscles. So let your abs in when you do that. And try to get it more and more airy as you go. And another thing that people tend to do is think about locking and they're like holding back the sound a little bit when they start. So they start with like a and then it sounds it doesn't sound really good, it doesn't feel really good, they start coughing right away. So try to let it out. So like I'm going with a hoo, hoo. And also you might find it easier to try it with a clean sound underneath. So if you can't do this, just go for a hoo, and then try to take away the clear sound. So you only stay with hoo. It should feel good, it should feel free. And again, don't push it, don't lock it. It's a very, very subtle sound, very low volume. I would say I'm in volume 3 out of 10 right now. And this is how you find the sound. But then you can start to fine tune it. As I said before, make it more breathy, make it less held back, and all these things that will make it more airy, windy, like a banshee. So if you've reached till here and you found the sound and you found the noise, great for you, good for you. But if you haven't, don't worry, it takes some time for many people to actually get to do that. Sometimes it takes a couple of days just to find the noise, and then you can start fine-tuning it. I know it took me like 4 months or so just to fine-tune it to the way that I wanted it to sound. So don't worry if you can't find it right away. Everyone can do it. Anatomically, everyone can do it. I haven't encountered in my career as a vocal coach, I haven't encountered even one person that couldn't do this or any other vocal effects. Because everyone can do them if they're doing the right technique, but it takes some time to find. It takes some, sometimes you need to wrap your head around a certain image that helps you, or a certain technique, or a certain state of mind that helps you get there. So don't worry. So once you have the sound and you found it and you made it a little bit more like a ghost, like a wind, let's try to make some slides up. So I'm going for a wow. So from an oo to an ah. It's very important, the vowels, oo to an ah. Wow, 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 wow. And then I can go up and up, or down if I want to. As I go up, my abs go in, so that's very important to see. I'll show you what happens in my body when I do it. Wow! Yow! So pretty much you can actually see how my muscles are working. But aside from that, I'm not being very physical about it. It's not. I'm not having. I'm not putting so much strength in it or so much power in it. It's mostly about movement. It's very important to say. So you can do the wow, and then you can try. If that doesn't work for you, you can go for a yay, 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 yay. And again, I'm starting for an e, a pretty closed e, like in French, oui, oui, to an a, as in apple, yay. And then I go doing slides up and down. You may feel like it's easy to do till a certain pitch, and then it gets stuck, and then you have like, you know, I can do this slide until this note, and then I can do the slide from this note, and there's like a gap in between, so I go like, and I have like a gap in between, and that's normal, and it just, it takes time to adjust the support values when you do this, and how much you move, and how much you open your mouth, and you add the smile and change the vowel in the right time. So try this, and if you get stuck, just try to move more from the muscles and open your mouth more. So if I'm getting stuck, so first thing I'm going to move my muscles a little bit more. Usually this is the problem when you get stuck. Open your mouth, move your muscles, change the vowel. So just remember that underneath the fry, there's like a very small falsetto most of the times, especially when I go up. So I'm not going, and I'm fighting it. I'm just going for a really nice, so it's really, really very small. So you don't need to work out for this so much, because a very common mistake is to try to think, hey, I'm going for a high note, and then add some more strength and add more volume, and then you get stuck. So no, just just think that it's a very little falsetto, and actually most times you will have to lower down the volume quite a bit in order to make it work. And from there it's mic technique and it's production and it's all that. So if I put it on a phrase, for example, just note how much I lower the volume when I reach the fry. I'm starting with a mix of distortion and fry, and then I go up to a fry. In a bucket, motherfucker! So the ets at the end, there were like only fry, and I'm like taking it back, the volume, and changing my support to do that. So the next step might be try it on a phrase, and of course it takes more time to sing lyrics with it. One good tip that I can give you is just at first change everything to a, as in apple, and like I did now, so I was like, bucket! So if, for example, I'm taking a whole phrase on a fry, I'm broken, desperate, and so I'm going for an ah almost all the time. So of course I'm adding dynamics and I'm doing lots of things to make it more interesting, and I'm changing pitches, but if I get stuck or something doesn't work, I go for this ah. It usually saves me in these points. So you might try this when you're trying your fry. So this is it for today. I hope you found a new sound, and of course if not, just give it time and practice and be careful, and have a nice day.